Do you have like a case study or two that you'd like to share just of how a customer is using your product?
So icon.com basically replacing video ad agencies. And so they use us to generate video ads. So you go on and you upload a load of video assets of your product, like screen shares or maybe like real videos. And then you describe what you want your advert to be like, and then they'll generate like tons of adverts for you. You pick the best ones and then you post them to like Instagram or TikTok.
And so your API, it's like workers. And so they're calling from their code, hey, edit this video, and you handle, the orchestration, the processing. If it messes up, it retries. Is that right?
Yeah, their main pipeline is like a user signs up and they hook up their Google Drive, and then they ingest like every single file in the Google Drive, all the videos, and they start to process them and like get to transcribe them and chunk them up and all that sort of stuff. So they want to get through that work as quick as possible. But they also have, different levels of users. And so like some users will get priority over the other users, but they also don't want the priority users to like overwhelm all the free users. And so that kind of complicated orchestration we sort of handle for them, and they don't have to really think about it that much.
Yeah, it's almost like you make it easy for someone to kick off a lot of jobs in parallel and not have to worry about the complexity of like orchestration, I guess is the word you're using.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you weren't using us, you probably have to like build a load of massive microservice architecture or something, which is a lot of engineering work. And then you have to actually deal with the thing because it's not going to work all the time. And you have to figure out like reliability and debugging. And it's a nightmare.
Yeah, we sort of take like you have a function in TypeScript and that's your microservice. And you sort of interact with it like a function, but it sort of functions like a microservice.
Yeah, and so to segue in, so tell us the user pitch. Like imagine someone out there is watching this video and they're building agents, they're scoping it out or they already have them. What would be the reason why they would want to use your product?
We make it easy to create reliable agents. And what I mean by that is like if you have something with multiple steps, you can divide it into those steps really easily, and you get great observability so you can tell what actually happened. So often when you're using these tools, it's a bit of a black box. So as a developer, when you're trying to debug it and improve it, it's really, really difficult.
And also like we sort of, that's sort of the agent like front end where the agent's doing the work and calling the LLM and all that sort of stuff. But we also are really good for that context engineering part where you're preparing all the context that's needed for the agent. Like if you didn't have the context, then the agent would just be an LLM, right? So a lot of these applications where the value comes in is all that sort of work that happens beforehand to seed the agent with the context. And a lot of that's like, say someone who ingested a load of PDFs and you want to like, vectorize the PDFs and use some kind of PDF library from Python or something. And so, yeah, we make all that sort of easy to do, but then also handle that front end where the agent loop is running.